Good afternoon, Buddha. Hope you're doing well. How's your day going? Can you hear me just fine? Hello, Vengeance. Caleb. Can you guys hear me all right? Hello, James. All right, well, that's good to know. I just got back from the gym and I'm pretty burnt out. It was a good workout. I don't know. I was talking to my trainer and he kind of felt like he like 2 weeks ago he kind of pushed me a little hard and I was actually throwing up kind of bad. So I try to avoid eating anything before and I actually just it was a tough session, but it was a good one. Okay. All right, guys. Well, you guys got me for the next hour, so feel free to throw your questions in, and we'll see where we go from there. I gotta say, first thing off the top of my head is that really all YouTube is? Is just I'm thinking about making a video talking about why are we as people attracted to negativity? Because I uploaded my Final Fantasy VII remake video yesterday, and I'm not even joking. It is the fastest growing video I've made in probably a year. And it wasn't even like a planned video. It didn't have a structure. It literally was just I sat down, I turned my camera on, I ranted and explained why I hated this game for 10 minutes. I took the file and uploaded it right on the YouTube. No description, no tags, no barely a thumbnail. All I did was just take some generic picture of Final Fantasy VII Remake, put a red cross on the front, and upload it. And guess what? It is already the fastest growing video I've had in about a year. Like none of the other videos I've made even come close. And at this rate, it could possibly get to like probably the highest viewed video I've made in maybe 3 years. At the speed it's going. I mean, I can't remember the last time I had a video get to where it's at, and it's growing as I'm watching it. Like, that's nuts. And it was pure negativity. You could tell I was in such a bad mood. And guess what? Someone apparently was so butthurt, they did exactly what I thought they would do. They went to another video and tried to attack me. I got more attacks, which is what I knew, which is why I turned the comment section off. Exactly what I knew was going to happen. All these butthurt fans can't accept that someone just didn't like their game. Look, if you like the game, that's fine. But I have my reasons for not liking it. Like, trust me, I mean, trust me, I don't attack anybody if they hate a game I like. Like, trust me, I know people who don't like Resident Evil 4. I know people that don't like Metal Gear Solid 3. I know some people who think that Final Fantasy X is the death of the Final Fantasy series. And that's perfectly fine. If you like the game, that's fine. I perfectly say it. If you like the game, that's fine. But these are the reasons why I will not play this game and why I hate it. And why it's the worst video game I will never play. For good reasons. And apparently there are people that still can't accept that. Like, I got this asshole here saying, let's see, what did he say? Oh, what a coward. Turn off likes and comments on the Final Fantasy VII hate video. People using the N-word. People calling me an idiot. People saying they're coming after me. I mean, this is the people I was dealing with. Unbelievable. I would show them, but I don't want to waste your guys' time. It's just like, is that really what YouTube is? It's just, we're just attracted to negativity. I'll never get that. It's insulting. How it's doing? Sorry, I'm starting to get ranting and raving, but heck, this is a place of positivity because you guys are awesome, so I apologize. Boom, how am I doing? I'm doing all right. A little tired. Got a couple of sugary snacks just to kind of get some sugar in my blood system right now, but I'm okay. How's Dune Part 2? I tried to resist in saying it wasn't a masterpiece. I don't think it was a masterpiece, but I did think it was a great film. And I've seen it twice in theaters. I was literally just watching, I was watching it before the stream about an hour with my siblings, and I think that's like the first movie I've seen with my siblings in like a number of years. And like we're all enjoying it. Like they're currently watching it right now. Like I wish I could go back and watch it, but heck, I'm with you guys. But yeah, I think by the end of the year it could be a top 3 film of the year. I do think that. And I think this film will be very, very successful. Thoughts on Helldivers 2 update? I actually haven't had a chance to play the game after the update. The update happened about 4 hours ago for me. I haven't really noticed. I haven't had a chance to play the game and experience it. I played it yesterday and there were no updates, but I know the update came today, so I don't know what they've added. I just heard about it, so hopefully they added some extra things to it because I know a lot of things have been leaked. Would you consider the Ghostbusters game to be a continuation of the franchise? Absolutely. I think I know what you're talking about. Hang on. If you're talking about this game, yes, I personally, I think this is the closest we're going to get to a direct Ghostbusters 3 that we'll probably end up getting. And it was solid. It wasn't amazing, but I think story-wise it was all right. Although I do think that Bill Murray kind of phoned in his performance. I think the other ones, they actually were putting an effort. I think he felt like he was asleep half the time. That's just my personal opinion. But I do like this. I would love to stream this. You know what? Maybe I'll show you. Yeah. I'm sorry about the. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see it. Like, I'll try not to show the asshole's name. Like, I don't know, like, you might be able to see, like, a little bit. What a coward, turned off the likes and comment. Like attacks like that. Like, I take screenshots of these attacks, and then I delete the comments. But, like, yeah, I've been getting that all day, today. And that's, like, put me in, like, a kind of really frustrating mood, but heck, I anticipate that. Like I said, like, don't bring this into my other videos. Because I said this at the very beginning of that video. I was like, I'm turning off the likes. I'm turning off the comments. This is strictly a, heck, you asked for this. You got it. Shut up. This is not a, we're not talking back and forth. This is, you wanted to hear my thoughts and not hear yours. That's all it was, and that's all it is. It's I mean, good God, it's still growing. Like, that's, that's the thing with one of YouTube's recent updates. Like, you can, see the views as they're coming live. Like, and it's still going. Nuts. Do I drink Bud Light? No. I just, they had to reset the movie. I can hear it. No. I was given, hang on. I was given this shirt at work, and I don't know, they were just like, I don't know, like, the casino I work at, they have, like, all this stuff, like, they give out, so, like, the shirt came with, like, the bucket. So, like, there's, like, all this just random stuff that they had in stock, and they were just giving it out to the employees. They just gave everybody, like, a bucket, and it had, like, a shirt, and it had, like a wine glass, and it had the shirt. And this is a good size workout shirt. Like, you can't really tell, but like I'm kind of sweaty right now, so that's why I'm wearing this hat. So you guys can't tell, but yeah, I literally just got back from the gym for like less than 2 hours ago. So no, I just use this as a workout shirt. But no, I do not drink Bud Light. Yeah. Pre-ordered Battlefront Classic Collection. I did too, Zach. I'm so pumped for the 15th. I don't think my bosses will know about this. I actually put in vacation time for that week. Hopefully they approve it. I'll find out tomorrow if they approve it. But I'm taking that week off just to play that game. Like, that's how badly I want to play that game again. I'm willing to take paid vacation time off instead of going on a future. Well, I'll still have some vacation time for like a couple of future vacations that I have planned later on in the year. But yeah, I want to take off work. Why can't people just accept the fact that not everyone is into the same games? Exactly, Vengeance, exactly. Everyone has an opinion. Like, maybe there's a game that you like that I don't like. Maybe there's a game I like that you don't like. That's perfectly fine. I will not fault anyone for liking something I despise. Like, I hate Final Damnation 13 with a passion, but I do know that there are people out there that like it. There's always, no matter what it is, you're always going to find people who are with it, and you're always going to find people that are against it. That's just how the world is. Am I going to do another video voting? Maybe, but it'll be a positive topic. Any old games you would like to see return to current consoles? I actually talked about this. I would like to see either the Killzone or the Resistance franchise come back. Someone talked to me about this like yesterday. How Winter goes, how's my day going? It's going all right. Just got back from the gym. Okay. I'm having trouble keeping up with you guys. Sean, have you listened to any songs by Livingston? No, I have not. I've not heard of that band. Mick Boom, what is the biggest downfall of the human being? Not being able to accept other people's differences. That has led to so many conflicts in our world as a humanity. It's just not accepting people's differences. That has led to so many wars. So that is a problem that we have as a society. Sean wants to know, what is the mystery game? Give me a hint. Well, the mystery game, it's different, but it is something that I do play on multiple different devices. Not just here. I play it on my computer, I play it on my phone, and I play it on consoles, multiple consoles. That's all I'll say. Did I see the TMNT movie made by Michael Bay last decade? No, I did not see it. I saw clips of that movie, but I didn't go see it. Winner goes, you want to know, Bruss, I swear some people just don't know how to take an opinion. It's about bad when Goku was brought back into the versus debate. Yeah, biggest problem. But again, apparently that's what we're attracted to, because whenever I try to do like a positive video, nobody wants to see it. The minute I upload a really negative video, a personal negative video, people are drawn to it like a moth to a flame. I wish I could get that kind of response for all my videos. It's like the YouTube algorithm had been working against me for years, but the second I do a negative video, now they give me exposure. What was my very first experience playing a video game like? The very first video game that I know I played, it was Super Mario Land on Game Boy, old school Game Boy, the big fat gray one. Some of you guys might be too young to remember that, but the very first Game Boy was huge. Like I don't know, like it was like two of these. Like, well, I mean, not. It was about this size. It was huge. It was huge, and it was the very first video game I ever played. It was Super Mario Land. And then my family, we had pass-me-downs, and then eventually my sister, when she was done with her Sega Game Gear, she passed that on to me. So I went from Game Boy to Game Gear, and I know for a fact the very first console I ever played was my cousin's Super Nintendo. And then I got a chance to play the Genesis, but the first console that I ever got to play that I owned was an N64, which, believe it or not, I still own. Yes, I still have the box. so I've had this for a while. So yeah, that's the first one that I know. I'm on the PlayStation 5, so we can play together. What are you playing? What are you playing, Zach? Because I'll be playing something. Maybe I'll probably be playing some Helldivers later tonight for sure. But after the mystery stream. So instead of giving you a raise, they gave you a bucket. Not quite. Not quite. I already got my raise. I actually got my raise at both my jobs. So they just had a lot of this stuff in stock. Like the company that I work with, they get a lot of gifts, and if they don't give out enough to the public, if they have a lot of this stuff, which they did, and they don't give it out to the public, they'll just give it to us for free because they need to clear out the storage. That's how the company, the casino I work with does. They'll get a lot of gifts, and sometimes they'll overorder, and if they have too much, they'll give it out. For Thanksgiving, they ordered so many turkeys that they literally were just going to spot and just giving us free turkeys. As we were leaving the garage. And that happens a lot. Sometimes if they'll get new inventory or they'll get new, furniture, they'll just give it to us. Right now, there's, this bin right outside the parking garage, the employee parking garage, that has, all of these lamps. because they had ordered like brand new lamps and they're giving you old ones away, and they say just take as many as you want. I didn't take any because I have really cool like designer lamps, like one's right there. It's really cool. But that's how the company I work with kind of works with. To be honest, I agree with you. This won't don't respect certain opinions from certain people. I understand why you turned off the comments and likes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if those were on, it would be nothing but attacks. What are the worst rants that I've done besides movie 43? Damn, that's a tough one. I think the worst rant damn, that's tough. I don't do too many rants. Yeah. Wait, there was one. It wasn't. It was like a review rant. It was for, I forget what it was, but it was about food. It was about food. I think it had Seth Rogen. No, it's not like as he was playing like a hot dog. And at the end, like there was this big orgy with all the food, and it was like the most messed up thing I'd ever seen in a film. I can't remember what the movie was called, but it was. I ranted and raved because I didn't see this orgy coming, and it was a pretty sweet movie up until the point. And I just lost it. It was like I did not expect to see this. What was it like the first time to see a movie in cinema? Damn, that's taking it back. As far as I know, the first, if I go back to age 5, because I still have memories. The first movie that I know I can remember that I saw, I was about 5 years old or 4. My youngest sister hadn't been born yet, but I know for a fact the movie was the recent interpretation of The Island of Dr. Moreau. I know I saw that in theaters. The next movie after that I know I saw in theaters was The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I know that because when I was a kid, before I went to first grade, I actually stayed on the military base at their daycare center. And we went on a field trip to where my dad worked. And we saw The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And on the way out, when we were leaving, I actually ran into my dad. So this was the first time that the class I was with and my teacher got to see my dad outside of work, and that was a fun moment. Those definitely are two movies I know I saw in theaters. There are some of my earliest memories that I know happened. Did I ever get the PlayStation 3 with the rant video? No, Sean. In order to get that video out, I'm gonna have to find a repair shop that works on older consoles, and then they're gonna have to repair it. But I've just been busy with just multiple different projects. Like the second I have some free time, like a good week, and have the money to do it, I might do it if the demand is high enough for it. Have I ever heard of Dying Light? Yes, Sean. I've heard of Dying Light, but I've never played it. What games gave you nightmares? Believe it or not, there's literally 3 games that have genuinely scared me. And that was Resident Evil 4 when I played it for the first time. That gave me nightmares when we got to the bug hive. That area still freaks me out, even to this day. Like, even when I replay it, that's the section I get freaked out the most. Because just going through those caves and you just hear them buzzing. And I'm scared of bugs. So when I have to deal with these bugs, it is the creepiest area in the entire game. I hate dealing with those bugs. Even now, even when I know when they're coming, I still get freaked out. And then there was Dead Space 1, which I refused to play that game at night. The original Dead Space 1. And then there's Dead Space 2, which still to this day has the scariest moment I've ever experienced in a game. And I only experienced it once, but it stayed with me. And it still scares me just thinking about it. I haven't had to experience it to that level again because I only had to go through what I went through with Dead Space 2 once. And I haven't tried it again a second time, but still freaks me out. If you guys want me to tell you, I think I've told this story before, but let me know if you want me to recap it. Is Pokemon dating sim, isn't it? I didn't know there was a Pokemon dating sim. Zach, you want to know, so do you think it would be easier for someone to track down Wesker? I mean, he might be arrogant enough to leave a trail. No, I don't think so. As far as I'm concerned, Wesker was a ghost. He pops it with a, I mean, maybe if you cause enough noise or you have something he wants, he'll come out of hiding. But as far as I could tell, no one in the Resident Evil franchise had ever been able to track down. Like, Chris did not, like, when Chris went on his mission in Africa, I don't think he had ever any intention of running into Wesker. I mean, maybe he had prepared for it in a sense, like, because there was actually a purpose for him bulking up, like, that has been explained. But I don't think he planned to meet Wesker on that mission. It was more of a, like, just in case I run into Wesker sometime in the future, I'd like to bulk up, possibly deal with his super strength. But I don't think he had any plans on meeting Wesker when he showed up. I think that was a surprise. Not accepting other people's differences is beyond pathetic. It's disgraceful. I agree, Marcus. If you were to write a book, what would it be about? If I were to write a book, I would write it on what is wrong with people not being able to accept wanting to be average. Because some people kind of want to be more than what they are, and that brings them down. That's what I would write a book on. How would I describe Jedi Survivor in 2 words? 2 words. A flawed improvement. That's what I would describe it as. Definitely some things, gameplay-wise, it was an improvement. Story-wise, it was flawed. I absolutely prefer the story in Fallen Order more than Jedi Survivor, but I think the gameplay was definitely cranked up a lot in Jedi Survivor. Friendly neighborhood geek, you want to know what games based on movies do I think are good? There's a number of them. I'll name a few just off the top of my head that are based off of movies. Wolverine Origins, awful movie, fantastic game. What's another one? GoldenEye, classic, great film, personal favorite James Bond film, great movie, great game. And another one that was a movie first, then became a game. I'm trying to think. It was a movie, then it was a game. I'm drawing a blank. I know there's plenty of them, but I'd really have to sit down and do research. But those are just the 2 that stick out to me the most. When we play classic collections Battlefront games, could we play together? Absolutely, Zach. You just give me a time. Heck, you just give me a time and date. We definitely team up and start kicking some ass. I would love to play Galactic Conquest with you, or all of you guys. I would love that. By the way, have I seen the trailer to Twisters? Yes, I have. I don't think I'll see it. I do remember seeing the first Twister, and I thought it was okay, but I never really would have wanted a Twister sequel, and I'm not really too fan of these disaster type movies. So I don't know. Maybe if I catch it on streaming, but like that's not a film I would go out of my way to go see in theaters. You mentioned a live stream a few months ago. Your brother had a copy of. Yes, he does. He's never even played that. Yes, he owns a copy of Final Fantasy 13 that is still wrapped. And I know because I saw it when I was at his house back in September. He still has that copy. He's never played it. He bought that just to screw with me and just to see if it was real. And boy, we almost got into a fight. It was like he kind of apologized, but like we both have these policies that if we buy a game, we don't trade it in. But like he literally, as far as I know, bought that just to screw with me. He still has it, but like he's never played it. Like who does that? Yes, oh god, yeah, okay, hello Jackie boy, welcome to the stream. Oh, sausage party, yes, Sean, that's what it is. I ranted and raved about that orgy. I don't know where that came from. I don't know whose idea was that. That was shocking. That was more shocking than real orgies I've seen. And like, real orgies are kind of boring, but like that, I did not see that at all. That was disturbing. That is easily in the top 3 most disturbing things I've ever seen in any film. Easily. What was the first movie you saw in And what was the first movie I saw in a movie theater? I think I said this, Sean. I do. My earliest memory was the recent interpretation of The Island of Dr. Moreau, which had which the production behind that was like better than the actual film itself. What's the craziest thing I've seen in Resident Evil? Simmons turning into a giant fly. The the craziest? What was crazy? You know, you might be right because Simmons transforming to all those things made no sense. Like first, he turned into like I think it was like a wolf. It was like or a bull, and then he turned into a T-Rex, and then he turned to like a bull with a minigun on its back, and then it turned to a fly. I was like, what do all these transformations have in common with each other? Like, how do you get T-Rex DNA? How do you go from like all of these animals that have nothing to do with each other? Like, how does that work? Like, I'll agree that was pretty weird. It made no sense. Like, that was too crazy for me. You recommend both games. What games? The two games? Oh, okay. Are there any comic books that gave me inspiration on life? No, not comic books, but certainly books. Not comic books. There's definitely a number of books I've read that definitely have had a positive influence on me personally. What is the scariest moment in the first Dead Space? It wasn't. There wasn't an individual moment with the first Dead Space. There was a key moment in Dead Space 2. It was the atmosphere and it was how the story was told. Because you have to remember, because Isaac wasn't talking, most of the story was told through the audio logs and the data logs. So I was actually reading it, and it was a weird kind of atmosphere. They definitely improved upon that in the remake, which is one of the few times I'll say like the remake really blows the original away. But I liked how the old one told its story because it was always the atmosphere. You were kind of always tense. You never knew when something was gonna come. So there was never an individual moment in Dead Space 1 that scared me. It was just the atmosphere that freaked me out because I had never played a game like that on like it was like it was a much more cranked up version of Resident Evil 4. Because there were some key moments in Resident Evil 4, but that was my first introduction to the Resident Evil franchise. I had not played 3, 2, and 1 before. That's the game that made me a fan. So to take that into space, and then that has a connection with the scariest movie I've ever seen in the form of Event Horizon, which is still my favorite horror film, had that connection because it was in space. But there was definitely a key moment in Dead Space 2 that is still to this day the scariest moment I've ever had, ever. And I've only experienced it once, and I don't think I can recreate it. Are there any comics or video game characters that I relate to? That I relate to? I would have to take like a test on that, but by far my favorite video game character is Auron from Final Fantasy X, and I relate to him because of his dedication to his friends. Auron didn't seem to have a life outside of the people he was loyal to, and I relate to that person because I don't have like a personal like romantic relationship, and I haven't had one in a very long time. So I put all my dedication to my close circle of friends, and that's something that Auron embodies perfectly, which is crazy because I think I'm older than he is now, which is nuts. when should Jedi 3 come out, and what should it do? I'm sure it'll come out like in 3 or 4 years. I saw a report recently that it was currently in development, so they're probably working on it now. And I would anticipate that they just kind of continue Cal and Merrin trying to build up like a small version of the Jedi Order. Personally, I think it's going to end with Cal fighting Vader and him like dying to sacrifice himself to save people. Because I definitely think they're building up to another fight with Vader again. Even though they had Vader in the first game, they had Vader show up again. You kind of have to end it with Vader eventually taking Cal down. I think that's how that game will end. Do you think the T-1000 would kick Isaac Clarke's? Yeah. T-1000. Yeah, I don't see Isaac with his mining tools being able to take down. I don't think he has anything that would help him too much. Which do you prefer, Speed or Speed 2? What the heck? Who remembers Speed 2? Did anyone even watch that? I think I saw that movie with the cruise liner ship like once, and it wasn't very good. Who? No. But I would definitely prefer Speed One. Are you kidding? Speed One's a classic. I recently rewatched that like again, like maybe a couple months ago on I think it was either on Netflix or Amazon, but it was, or it might have been HBO Max, maybe. I don't know. But no, Speed 2, Speed 1 is a classic. Speed 2 should never exist. Am I going to make a video on why I hate? No. Don't need to. Don't need to. I said I'd do one of these videos. You guys voted. That's all you're gonna get. I do not like being negative. You're planning on watching the movie with my sister. From what I've learned, it was underdeveloped for a while. Okay, Marcus, well, you have fun with that. Any movie characters that don't need their origins explained and left to be a mystery? Yeah, Yoda. We do not need to know, like, we still don't know anything about Yoda. We don't know where he comes from. We don't know his race. We really don't, to this day, we still don't know much about him or his race because we've only seen 3 versions of his race and we still don't know what he's called. So that's a character that we don't need to get into his origins. There's, he does have an origins on his training, but like more personal stuff about him, we still don't know. Do a video of the best video game remakes you've played. You know what? I really want to type that down. That's actually, I feel like maybe I've done that. I want to double check. That sounds. Yeah. I apologize. Yeah, I'm just. I need to do a search on my channel real quick. I feel like that's an idea I would have tackled before, but I want to double check. Okay, he's probably writing the worm right about now. Remake. Is that something? Holy damn. Wow. Oh, this is. Oh, guys, I wish you guys could see this. Like, oh my god. I'm so glad I turned that off. Guys, you'll never believe this. I'm actually watching the Final Fantasy. It is, oh my god, the dislike ratio is crazy. This is like the lowest dislike. God, oh my, guys, dude, it's worse than I thought. Like, this is the most disliked video I've ever made. Like, it's down like 30%. There's like 95 thumbs down and like maybe 30 thumbs up. Holy hell. But in terms of remakes, no. Wow. I actually have never done that before. Wow. Okay, that's. Oh, wait. Oh, I have done one. But it was back in August 7th, 2012. Okay, wow. Damn. Was that a good idea to upload that Final Fantasy video? That's a first. I don't think I've ever. Damn. I did not see that coming. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad. But, like, that is legendary bad. People are pissed at me. Wow. Hang on. Let me time out. Let me get that idea down. Best video game remakes. And that is by Sean the Deer Man. Okay, man. Well, you guys wow, that kind of unsettles me. I've never seen a video get that disliked before. Wow. These bastards want my head. Like, they are pissed. But heck, I don't care. Damn. Are there any other type of horror killers along that will motivate me to conceive in your head? No, McBoom. No, I don't think so. Sean wants to know who was sexier, Miranda from Mass Effect 2 or Lee or Lara Croft. I gotta go with Miranda because I'm not a fan of classic Lara, and they definitely took the sexiness out of the Lara Croft version that I like because she's more of like a survivor, and I appreciate that. So if we're talking just sexier in terms of look, yeah, Miranda, that ass is undefeated. I'm sorry. Who would win in a battle between Commander Shepard and Cal Kestis? Well, here's the problem. How the hell could Commander Shepard contend with the Force? Like, if you don't know what the Force is, and you don't know how to defend it, how do you fight against that? I mean, and Cal can mess with your mind. Like, biotics is something else, but, like, the Force is different. I think the Force is a lot more powerful than biotics or anything Shepard could do. I mean, as far as I know, he would be just a souped-up stormtrooper, really. So no, I don't think Shepard would do too well. Favorite quote by Yoda? I think my favorite quote is it's like do or do not. There is no try. I think from Empire Strikes Back. That's the one that stands out to me. What was your take on Wesley Snipes playing Blade in late 90s, early 2000s? I think that was perfect casting as Blade. Blades 1 and 2, Blade 1 was good. Blade 2 was great. Blade 3 had a lot of problems, and I've even done research that apparently there was some behind-the-scenes problems going on with Wesley Snipes. So, yeah, the first two are still great. And that's the process for, like, a lot of these movies. Like, when you look at Spider-Man and look at X-Men, they all have the same pattern, where the first one was good, the second one was better, but the third one just can't quite stick the landing. And that's the story across the board. Like, even The Dark Knight falls in that, but I would say the third one, even though it's the weakest, is still a great film. So, yeah. Do you think Cal could take on Grandmaster? Sean, is that a joke? No one could. Even Palpatine can't do that. Like, Grandmaster Luke they've confirmed that he is the most powerful Star Wars character in existence that ever existed. Like, no one could beat Luke. Nobody could. Like, they've tried and failed. Like, Luke is like a god. Like, that's how powerful he is. Like, no one could beat him. If I was in a real survival horror, would I survive? Depends on the situation. Do a video covering 5 movies that deserve a sequel. That's tough. I have to think about that. But, you know, that's a decent idea. 5 movies that deserve sequels. That's not a bad idea. To be honest, the sequel to Twister was unexpected. I mean, dude, I'd forgotten about that film. I haven't seen Twister in so long. Would you have loved Christopher Nolan to reboot Batman? No. Why? He already did. No, what are you talking about? He already rebooted Batman. That's what the Dark Knight trilogy was. That was a reboot. That was a reboot after Batman and Robin. So why would you have the same director reboot it twice? There's no need to do that. If you were home alone, stopping 2 robbers invading your place, would I succeed against them? I think so. I got enough weapons in here. Plus, there's not really anything here that we have of much value that anyone would want to steal. Give it a month, they will probably get over it. Yeah, like, seriously, Winter, I said I might take that video down. Like, seriously, the dislike ratio is unlike anything. Like, I don't think that's ever happened before. Like, I don't even think my last, like, hang on, let me double check. Like, I think maybe the last, I wonder if it's still up. Like, I think I have it unlisted, but the last time something like this happened, I reviewed The Last of Us. And this was July 31st, 2013. And I'm curious what the dislike for that one was, because I mean, I gave it a fair review. Oh, goddamn, that was pretty bad, too. Oh, yeah. Uh, yeah, that was it. That was the last time. And it's unlisted. Yeah, I still have, like, yeah, I haven't taken it down, but it's unlisted, so no one can watch it but me. Like, yeah, it's unlisted, but dear God, I look young. Dear God, I look young. Yeah, this came out like 10 years ago. Damn. That was something. I took a risk. I was thinking about taking that video, like, I'm thinking about taking that video down, like, maybe in a month or two, but damn, I underestimate the negative response I get. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad, but not that bad. Dude, Final Fantasy Remake is basically the Lion King remake of gaming. I was thinking that too. I told my brother that. I said, that's exactly what it feels like. Like, I hate these changes that they did, and it's to the story. Like, I can't comment on the gameplay because I haven't seen much, but, like, the story is an abomination. And apparently it got even worse in the sequel. Like, I'm not dealing with that. Like, my God. Remember, mind tricks only work on the weak-minded. Yeah, but he wouldn't really... The thing is that he doesn't need mind tricks. And you have to remember, if we're using Cal and, like, Jedi Survivor, I don't think... Like, dude, those Force illusions are deadly. Those aren't tricks. Like, that would be death for Shepard. Like, and especially if we're talking about, like, Shepard in Mass Effect 3, when he's already, like, having those visions of that kid... Like, oh my God, that's death for Shepard. Like, he can't defend against that. He would be a guaranteed dead man. Like, if Cal goes off using his dark side abilities, it's game over. There is no chance Shepard's surviving. Do a top 5, any favorite Captain America quotes? No. I don't think so. Sean, do you want to know, do a top 5 sexiest video game characters? I know I've done that. I did 2 different versions of that. Yeah, that's already up. Look it up, Sean. I've done that. Guaranteed. That one I know. Am I going to play Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns to the Patriots on YouTube? I would like to, but it's stuck on the PlayStation 3. So I need the right capture card, and then I would be more than happy to try to stream that. You think Tifa would be able to survive hand-to-hand combat with Batman? No, I would put my money on Batman simply because I think he'd be able to deal with Tifa. I think Batman would take Tifa down. Do an updated video of the top 5 games that deserve a sequel. Okay, yeah, already wrote that down. What's my favorite gun in Resident Evil 4? Favorite gun? Easily the TMP with the stock. That is a multi-use weapon. That's my go-to. I mean, I typically stick with like 4 weapons. Like, I typically have, like, I got the Blacktail, the Striker shotgun, the TMP, the semi-automatic rifle, and usually a rocket launcher. But, like, the universal weapon I would fall back on is the TMP. TMP can get me out of any situation. Do you think Grandmaster Luke could fight Dr. Manhattan? You see, this is the problem. The problem with that is that you're mixing 2 different universes that operate in different rules. That's such a confusing question. I don't think I have an answer. Do a collection video of your weapons that I own from movies. I just did that. That video would not need to be updated. I really haven't picked up anything. I think... No, yeah, that would not need an update. How much time have we got? We still got 16 minutes. Which of these apocalyptic scenes do I prefer to survive? Zombie apocalypse, AI robots taking over, or society? I think AI. Ooh, no, that's Skynet. Zombies is a little scary. I think I'd probably deal with an alien invasion. I think I could try. Dealing with Skynet, that'd be too hard. Zombie apocalypse, wouldn't have enough resources. Yeah. Is mind control acceptable or torturous to you? I think it depends on the situation. It's not so much the power itself that determines if it's bad or good. It's how you use it. Favorite version of Spider-Man, game, movie, or show? My favorite version of Spider-Man, without question, above all else, would have to be the animated version of Spider-Man from Fox Kids in the 90s. That is my favorite version. Followed closely by Tobey Maguire's performance as Spider-Man in the Sam Raimi films, and that is followed up by Spider-Man from the first Marvel Spider-Man game. I won't acknowledge what they did with him in the second game, and I couldn't finish that, as you guys know. But yeah, that's the order. What was the worst scene in The Last Jedi? Oh god, I couldn't watch it. I didn't see The Last Jedi. I couldn't. I was so pissed off from The Force Awakens. I couldn't watch. I've never seen The Last Jedi, and I've never seen Rise of Skywalker, but I know they were bad. I've heard. I without having to see those films, I know what happens, and it sounds awful. And apparently they're thinking about doing a Rey movie. I was like, why would you want to make a movie around the most hated character that came out of that trilogy, that had no direction, and they openly admitted that there was no direction for those films? Like, that was the problem. Like, say what you will about the prequels. At least George Lucas had a 3-part step of what of the story he wanted to tell. There was none of that for the sequels. None of that. What is the word? Okay. Oh, do I have a favorite Pokemon creature? She's right here. That's why I keep her here. And Lugia is right up there. He's a good second. She's right here, man. I love my Chikorita. And screw all of you out there that think she's useless. She's got me out of some real jams, haven't you, Chikorita? Remember that time you're the one that took out that Miltank? Yeah, she took out the Miltank. Well, she was technically a Bayleaf at the time, but yeah, screw all of you. I love my Chikorita. She's a good girl. And the funny thing about Chikorita is I always make sure it's a girl. Every time I've played Pokemon Silver, it was a girl. Every time. Like, if it was a boy, I would make a new profile, and I would make sure my Chikorita was a girl, which apparently is a lower rate. So, yeah, it's Chikorita. Would you travel through space? Where am I going? Where am I going? Favorite quote from Yoda? I just told you what it was. I said it. It was do or do not. There is no try. That's what it was. Do you believe that there are other planets of humans? Possible, but unlikely. These remakes are more contagious than a virus. You damn right, Winter Ghost. I mean, when they're good, but sometimes they're bad in the worst ways. Marcus, you want to know, could you send a link to your Last of Us video? I don't want people seeing it. I don't want, because it really wasn't that bad. That's the thing. Like, I said it was a good game, but apparently that was not enough. That was saying it was a good game was an insult, because I wasn't saying, oh my god, The Last of Us is like the greatest game. I tell you what The Last of Us was. It was probably one of the most predictable games I'd ever played. Like I said, if the only people who would be blown away by this story are people who don't watch enough movies, don't read enough books, or haven't played a video game in their life. I mean, it's basically the movie The Road, if you know what that is. And the thing about The Last of Us is that when The Last of Us came out, I didn't play it at first. I watched the cutscenes, and I assure you, I swear to you, this has only happened once. I knew exactly what was going to happen 5 minutes before it happened. Like, I've seen plenty of reaction videos of people crying when Joel's daughter dies in the first, 5 minutes. That didn't affect me at all, because I don't know these people. You can't cheat me with my emotions in the first 5 minutes when I don't even know who these people are. I don't care that a child was just killed in the first 5 minutes. I don't know that person. Now, if this happened halfway through the game or near the end of the game, that's different. But this happened in the first 5 minutes. That does not work for me. The only part of that, and there were some stupid things that happened. I hate to go on a little bit of a rant, but the moment where Joel gets impaled, he is dead. He is dead. The reason I know this is because the year that came out, I was doing regular checkouts with my doctor, and I actually showed my doctor that scene. And I said, from an injury like that, with how much he's bleeding out, how long does he have to live? My doctor said, that man is dead in about 30 minutes. So that means that anything past that point is bullcrap, because that kind of impact would have killed him. Which means that none of that past that point could have happened. Which means the game wasn't so realistic. And that's what people were talking about. Oh my god, The Last of Us is so realistic. The only part of that story that caught me off guard was when Ellie went psycho on that man's head when he was about to rape her. But I knew what was going to happen. It was predictable. It was the most predictable story I had ever played to this date. And just because I said, like, well, the story was kind of predictable, the gameplay wasn't really all that great. Visually, it was I said The Last of Us was a good game. And that was apparently an insult that people wanted to kill me for. And I'm now going through that again with a game that came out 4 years ago, based off of a game that I openly have stated for years is the single most important video game I've ever played. And that pisses people off. We live in a really fucked up world. I'm sorry, I hate ranting and raving about this kind of stuff. I apologize. I don't like being in bad moods like this. Which is more scary, reptiles or arachnids? Oh, arachnids. Big time. Arachnids. Ooh, reptiles got nothing on arachnids. Ooh, that's scary. So who do I think would have more precision, Delta Squad or Republic Commandos? I'd go with Republic Commandos. Do a tier list on Resident Evil 4 weapons? Would people want to see that? I mean, I'm not... The thing about... Okay. Here's the problem is Sean, how would you do a tier list? Because I don't think it's fair to do that, because how do you base it? Because you start off with a set of weapons and you gradually upgrade to better weapons as you progress. So like the first pistol or the first sniper rifle or the first shotgun, I'm not going to be using those weapons when I get to the late game. It's not like Dead Space where I'm gonna be kind of rotating through certain weapons as I progress through the game, because you're given a small collection of weapons. That Resident Evil is a progression game with my weapons. So like as I know I get better weapons, I'm not gonna go back and use these earlier weapons later on in the game. So I don't think making a tier list video on weapons would be fair, because I'm using what I'm given early on, and then when I get a better weapon, then I upgrade. But it doesn't make the older game gun bad. It's just I had a better version of what this gun does. Like if I have like a bolt action rifle and you compare it to a semi-automatic rifle, how can you possibly pick the single action over the semi-automatic? Like, that doesn't seem fair. Who would win between Leon S. Kennedy and Isaac Clarke? That's tough. If we're talking about classic, the problem is that Leon's got better training, but Isaac has more, is armored, and he has better weapons. So it doesn't balance out. Like if Leon tries shooting Isaac and he's armored up, like nothing he's gonna fire at him is gonna work. Like even if you shoot him in the head, like that's not gonna penetrate. Like when Isaac has his full armored suit, he's armored from head to toe. So you can only cause damage with like blunt force attacks. So I don't think shooting him is going to work. Like, I think now his older suit later on in, like, I see Dead Space 3, that one is vulnerable to gunfire. But I don't think his suit in 2 and 1 is vulnerable to gunfire. Because you're getting physically hit with, like, giant blades and acid. So, what if Disney made a film about Cal Kestis? They're not. They're not going to do that. Who is my favorite Pixar character? That would be Buzz Lightyear. Emotional support Pokemon. Chikorita's not emotional support. My emotional support Pokemon would be Snorlax, because I could just lay on his belly and sleep. He's my emotional support. I mean, it's kind of like those bonding moments that they used to have with the orca whales at SeaWorld, how they would like just lay down with the whale as like a bonding experience. Like that's how I would treat my Snorlax. What time period or event in history would I like to visit? Ooh. Moment in history that I would like to visit. Damn, that's tough. I would like to see... Abraham Lincoln's speech after Gettysburg. I think that would be nice to see, although I'd be very cautious, because I'd be like, the light is black man and I'm not a slave. So, cautious. No, I take it back. I know what I want. I want to go to Motown and see Michael Jackson perform Billie Jean. That's what I want. I take it back. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to see Michael Jackson perform at Motown 25. That would be great. Damn. What would change about Mass Effect 3? I wouldn't change anything. It's the best Mass Effect game. I wouldn't change anything. I mean, maybe I would like tweak. I think they tweaked the shooting a little bit better in the remasters. I think that's about it. I think they tweaked it a little bit and kind of upgraded it a little bit, maybe. But no, like, that's about it. I'd leave it. Describe Mass Effect 2 in 2 words. A masterpiece. I would say Mass Effect 2 is a masterpiece. If you were to go see... how much time we got? We gotta be... Ooh, okay, we gotta knock these. Okay, yeah, we gotta knock these. Okay, time with the questions. Because we got 4 minutes. I gotta knock these out. And then give me 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna jump on the mystery stream and start playing the game. So, like, time out with the questions. I'm not sure when you guys will see this, but, like, time out. Let me knock these last ones out. If you were to see a Goliath bird-eating... Is that tarantula? Would I kill it with an RPG? Probably not. Have I heard the news 3TG of Rooster Teeth is finally gone? Yeah, and everyone's freaking out to see if Death Battle is going to continue. I personally don't care. I haven't watched Death Battle in so long, so I don't care. I meant between Normandy Crew and Mass Effect versus Clone... Oh, who do I think would win between the Normandy Crew and Clone Troops? Oh. No. Okay, Normandy Crew. I think Normandy would take Republic Commandos out. Which game, movie, etc. made you scared of the water? None. I'm not scared of the water. I go swimming whenever I can. I'm not scared of water. Do I agree or condemn circuses? I don't have an opinion on circuses because... Is that circumcises? I don't know. I don't have any kids, so I can't really put an opinion. Do I think Dante would be willing to hunt down... No, I don't think Dante would be interested in that. How would I describe BVS in 2 words? BVS. BVS. What the hell is that? What is that? Oh, Batman v Superman. I didn't like it. Saw it once and I didn't like it. I thought it was trash. What would I? Describe it in 2 words. Batman v Superman. Very disappointing. If Shepard was screwed against Cal, he would be dead in bumps into Vader. Yeah, he would be dead. Vader would just crack his neck in like 2 seconds. Did you know that Edo period ended 3 years ago after Lincoln was assassinated? Yet no, I did not know that. If you were in the world of Resident Evil, would I survive it? Depends on what game and what time we're in. What would you do if you lived in the universe of Devil May Cry? I would stay out of any city that Dante is living in. You can't give Mass Effect 2 a 10 out of 10. Okay, here's the reason why I can't give it a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece, but I just think there's too many characters that don't add anything. Like, it's kind of like my same issue with, I'd say, like Final Fantasy VI. I just think there's too many characters. I think you could have taken out, at minimum, there's like 2 or 3 crew members that I think you could take out and they don't add anything. I generally don't think they add anything. You take those characters out, like, if you go into Mass Effect 3, nothing changes. I think if they needed to separate, I think at a maximum, there should have been maybe 9, maybe 10 crew members. I want to double check. I think there's like 12. Okay, yeah. How many crew members are in Mass Effect 2? Yeah, there's like 12. Yeah, there's 12. It's like the largest crew, but I think it's too big. Yeah, Miranda, Jacob, Mordin, Garrus, Jack, Grunt, Talia, Samara, Morton. Is optional. Thane, Legion, Kasumi, Zed. Yeah, take out like 2 of them. I mean, we can't get rid of... I mean, Miranda stays. We can't get rid of Jacob. Morton has to stay. Garrus is a plus. Jack is good. Grunt's good. Talia's good. Samara's good. Marv is an option. Thane is good. Legion's good. I would get rid of Kasumi and Zed. I don't think they add anything. Their missions were, like, sort of there. And then when you think about the final mission, who would I send through the tube, do the hacking? I would send in Legion. Who do I need to get me through the bug field? You go with Samara or Jack. And who would I have lead the second team? Miranda. Who would I send to evacuate the survivors if we go immediately through the Mass Effect relay? I would probably send Jacob, but you could send just about anyone. You could send... No, I wouldn't send Garrus. I'd keep Garrus with me. Grunt would be a good choice. Morton would be a good choice. He's a doctor, but he's effective. You could send Jacob, too, if you wanted to. So I just think that there's just a couple of characters I don't really care much about, which is like Kasumi and Z. Take them out, and I think the crew is good. I think everyone out past that. I think Legion, can't get rid of him. Thane, can't get rid of him. Morton, can't get rid of him. Samara, maybe, but I need a really powerful biotic. Talia is my little sister. She's not going anywhere. Grunt, you need a Krogan. Jack, badass. Garrus, ultimate bro. Morton, need the doctor. Jacob, hang him. Miranda, she's my side piece. So, yeah. Okay, you got it. Riddick versus Batman, Batman. Favorite Michael Jansen dance, the moonwalk. And Smooth Criminal. Yeah. Okay, so that'll about do it for today's live stream. We're a little bit past it. So give me like 8 or 10 minutes. Let me get the mystery game all set up, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the stream for the next hour. So again, thank you for making this people's questions a little bit more special. Hopefully we get away from the negativity of our last video, and hopefully we move on from there. So again, thank you guys for joining me, and hopefully I will catch you guys next week. Or technically in a few minutes at the next stream. So till then.